Oh man, you got the audit letter, and they're going to come to your house, and it's going to be terrifying, and it's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Or will it? In this money secret, I'm going to show you how the audit notification doesn't necessarily mean that you must be audited. And there's a little used legal secret that could get you back to your awesome wealth building life right now. Most people don't realize that there are actually different levels of law. Down at the bottom, you've got the penal code, family law. Somewhere in the middle is sort of the Internal Revenue Code. And at the top, you've got agricultural law, the Uniform Commercial Code, administrative law. The IRS and government agencies have to abide by their prescribed level of law. And you as a citizen can invoke administrative law or the Uniform Commercial Code. And those laws allow for negotiation of anything, anywhere, anytime, regardless of what law might be before them if it's beneath them. And the higher the jurisdiction of that law, the better your power. And if you find this helpful so far, subscribe here to this channel and be sure to click the little bell that gives you the notification anytime we put up new content. So if you got an audit letter and you did what I always suggest, which is file your taxes on paper instead of electronically, and you sent everything to them, what's everything? Every transaction, your crypto CSV files, an inch and a half of paper. Well, if you get an audit letter, what are they trying to do? They're trying to discover more information. Well, your response could simply be, hey, I saw that audit notification, thank you very much. But as far as I know, I have sent you absolutely everything, every transaction, every trade. You have it all in that package. If you lost it, I'd be very happy to send it to you again. If you're looking for a specific receipt, no, I didn't send you any receipts, of course, because those are original and I'm keeping those, but I'm very happy to send you any copies of anything that you need. Otherwise, you're welcome to come over for cookies and tea, but I got nothing else here for you. You have everything. Remember that everything is an offer. Whether it's from the IRS, the FBI, the bank, it's an offer. And even though it says this is a demand, that doesn't exist. Not in the Uniform Commercial Code, the Geneva Convention, or anything else. If someone's demanding something from you, they're committing what's called commercial dishonor, and that has them actually void and violate many of their rights if there was any kind of proceeding. And by the way, everything that you get from the IRS is a proceeding. What determines what's a commercial dishonor? The Uniform Commercial Code, the second highest law in the land, and it's critical that we know how to respond in honor. Now, I'm not going to go into all of this list because I talk about this in other videos here on the channel, but generally, we don't want to fight, we don't want to argue, and we certainly want to respond with speed, even if it's just, I don't know how to respond, but I'm letting you know that I will get back to you, and I promise you'll get a response from me 60, 90 days from now, whatever that is. When you invoke the Uniform Commercial Code and administrative law in this way, if you fight, argue, or delay like most people do with the IRS, your commerce, your proceeding is instantly void, and they can do whatever they want. They'll bring you right back to the Internal Revenue Code. So one great example is anytime you get a letter from the IRS, they'll say, oh, well, you have 30 days to respond. Yes, in the Internal Revenue Code, that's true, but not in the administrative law or the Uniform Commercial Code. That is, you get to describe and negotiate over the time frame for response. And under administrative law, you can suggest that they have 14 days to respond. And if they don't respond, then they start violating their rights. See, under the Internal Revenue Code, they have the right to determine where and when the audit happens as well. And as a citizen, taxpayer, you don't have a choice. But under the UCC and administrative law, you have all the power. Since you have a special account in these proceedings, and some of you don't realize the power of the special account that the IRS doesn't want you to know about that you have. Do you know what it is? Your eyewitness account. The IRS is a third-party witness at best with no way to determine what's true or not. You're the only eyewitness in every proceeding. And when you invoke higher law, your eyewitness testimony, and you ensure that you don't dishonor your commerce by fighting or demanding or doing anything else, it's a very powerful position to get what you want, especially in an audit. And this principle doesn't have to just be with the IRS. You can apply this negotiation and higher law principle everywhere in commerce, in the government and the bank and anybody else. So your audit letter is your invitation to negotiate, not capitulate. We've had clients, and it's happened to me, where we got an audit offer and we conditionally accepted it because we're happy to give them anything that they want, and if it really has to be an audit, okay, we'll comply. Obviously, we want to be helpful. But since the IRS, you all have everything, what else do you want? Otherwise, if you just want to, come to our house and make life difficult for us, we're going to have to decline, and we'll do so under a much higher law. So whether it's the IRS, a bank, your spouse, or a client, you can always negotiate. Everything they give you is an offer. And if you send everything to the IRS anyway, they likely don't need to audit you. It's probably something else. And if they demand so to do, which is their right under the Internal Revenue Code, if you accept that, you can invite them just to make a ruling. And then you'll negotiate that. Because do we really want to have IRS officers in our places of business and homes? I don't. Nope. So you can negotiate the number far easier than negotiating an audit, because that's obviously always available to us in commerce, and giving somebody a bill is an easy thing to negotiate when you know how. And for more on how you can structure yourself so that your assets are protected from unnecessary and disgusting audits, you can check out my new book, Incorporate for Freedom: The Corporate Structures of the Elite, which set you up to do this so that you can have structures that protect those assets. The link for that is in my bio, and I look forward to hearing your response on this video and the book. Until then, be wealthy.